The first one we have for today is, am I the asshole for starting my wedding ceremony before my mom showed up? I feel like I've read this one before, but maybe this is like a common occurrence. Maybe something similar had happened, but I'm gonna say no. Because I remember hearing about a story similar to this, or something along the lines that the mom is always late or something, and so they told her the wrong time. That's the only thing that I'm gonna get, but I'm gonna say no. The day of the wedding started out as they normally do. I, bride, was getting ready. This feels like a prompt. Like they are writing a short story. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. The day of the wedding started out as they normally do. I, bride, was inside getting ready, and final touches were being made outside. After I was almost ready by noon, my mom had to run back to the hotel 20 minutes away to change and come back with my grandma and family friend. The invitation says ceremony at 2. As per usual, we were a little late starting, but nothing crazy. Next thing I know, I'm walking myself down the aisle with no mom, grandma, or family friend in sight. The ceremony continues and it's over before we know it. Still nothing. After 45 minutes, finally they pull up. Then I proceed to go and tell them it's over and they missed it and that 2 meant 2. My mother immediately became hostile and proceeded to blame the bakery for not having buns ready. Then said they were stopped by a train, and my personal favorite was, "It's your fault you didn't call or text to see where we are." Excuse me? Again, the invitation said 2. Oh my gosh. Also note, the officiate also had another wedding to get to after mine, so it was a tight schedule. So, am I the asshole for not holding up my ceremony? Side note, I found out the real reason why they were late. She wasn't done getting herself ready, therefore holding up everyone. But she is mad at me because it's my fault. What do you mean? Okay, yeah, not the asshole. Okay, so it's a little different because, well, you're not just holding up one person. You're holding up, like, this is a whole thing. Like, I don't know, especially with the officiate being, like, needing to be somewhere else. Yeah, I feel like that's not really an asshole thing. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I started my wedding ceremony without my mom being there. She drove 20 hours to be there. I could have texted her. I feel like texting could be the last thing on my mind, but also it could be like one of the first things to be like, hey, where are you? No, maybe, yeah, her texting, but like, it sounded like she was making excuses already, so I don't think that would have ended up being productive regardless. Nah, not the asshole. I agree, not the asshole. Definitely not the asshole. If she could have received a text, she could send a text. Ooh, yeah, that's right. It's not up to the bride or groom to keep track of family on their wedding day. That said, it is curious that no other family members, no other members of the wedding party, no wedding planner, etc., made an attempt to find out where the mother of the bride was when she didn't show up. Was it a tiny ceremony? Also, what good would a text have done? They already knew the start time. A text would have conveyed no new information except for the fact that 2 means 2. Big. A text saying running 5 minutes late will get you an extra 5 minutes from me. No text or wait 45 minutes will get you nothing. Yeah, no, like 45 minutes is kind of like a long time to make people wait. 10 minutes I would have already been like crying and stuff. Am I the asshole for telling my dad he's crazy if he thinks I'm going to his house during the week just to make food for his stepkids? What the heck? No? No, not the asshole. Absolutely not. My parents are divorced. I, 16 male, now live with my mom and visit dad every other weekend. The change happened about a year ago. The judge won't let me stop going on those weekends, but I wish I could. I have a younger brother, 14, and a younger sister, 11. My dad's married and has a stepson, 10, and a stepdaughter, 7. He asked me a couple weeks ago to come to his house after school and make food for them before going home. He asked this because he found out that I sometimes make food for my siblings when mom works. He asked me about it the next week and I was over there. He wanted to know why I never did that at his house. I said I just did it. He told me I could have made food for all 4 of the kids. I told him no, and that wasn't happening. He asked why, and I said because I don't mind making something for me and my siblings, and I'm not making food for just anyone. He told me his stepkids are my siblings too, just not by blood, and I told him they're not my siblings, and I never said they were. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Those poor kids, though. Like, I mean, valid poor kid. Oh, okay. Then 2 weeks ago, he asked to go and cook for his stepkids after school. This is during weeks my siblings are home with me and my mom, and weeks they're with him. What the heck? I told him no, and he made that weekend annoying as heck. My mom told him to leave me alone. I'm a kid, and I already chose not to keep 50-50 custody, so he'd want to cherish the time he has with me. He told mom to shut up. What the heck? I see why she got divorced. I didn't do what he asked. He then mentioned it to me Sunday, and that's when I told him he's crazy if he thinks I'm going to his house for the week just to make food for his stepkids. He told me if I can do it for my siblings, I can do it for them. That's so weird. I told him I love my siblings. That's why I do it. Then it was like he focused on me calling him crazy, and he said he's not crazy to expect family to treat each other the same, and how I'm showing blatant favoritism for my blood siblings and not my siblings through marriage. He told me it's cruel to be so blunt about it. Am I the asshole? Dude, your dad's the asshole. What the heck? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I told my dad he's crazy for thinking I'll go to his house after school to make food for his stepkids. Calling him crazy might already make me an ass, but then making it so clear that I do it for my siblings because I love them and their family, but my step-siblings are not, could also be what makes me the asshole. You are kind of the asshole. I mean, like, those poor stepkids, but, like, you're also... You can't just, like... force people to get along if they don't, especially like kids and stuff. But it just seems like dad was pushing him. And also, I don't like the vibe of dad. Literally, dad, why don't you feed your kids? They're your kids, bro. Like, hello. If you want to have everybody be treated under one happy family, then why don't you take the initiative? I'm gonna say not the asshole. Dad is totally the asshole. Kind of seems low-key manipulative, and I don't like that. I mean, some parents do just get like really like, I'm your parent, you have to do what I say, and that's the vibe that it's giving, and I don't like whenever that's a thing, but I mean, I'm not a parent, so... Am I the asshole for asking my ex-husband to help pay for our daughter's medical testing? I mean, I'm gonna say it would make sense to go halfsies. So, I'm gonna say yes. Unless dad doesn't pay for anything in the first place. I got divorced about 6 years ago with 3 kids, at the time at 12, 12, and 14. My divorce decree stated we were to split children's medical expenses 60-40. Unfortunately, it did not have an age expiry date or specific language about what was included. Our daughter, female 20, has always had vague and persistent health issues. Headaches, fatigue, nausea, prone to illness, etc. Over the years, I have taken her to lots of doctors and specialists, and we have not found anything. Her father has always blamed her eating habits and lack of exercise, and has never agreed that there could be anything physically wrong. I don't like that. This summer, between her sophomore and junior year in college, I took it on myself to figure out what was wrong. I found a good internal medicine doctor who believed there was a problem and sent her off to specialists to get the bottom of it. Through months of scans and blood tests, she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease and endometriosis. Oh, dang. The internist impressed upon us that we had found it so early that there is little to no damage on her ovaries or thyroid, which was great news. Oh, that's good. The testing was fairly expensive. I paid for all the co-pays on my credit card. I asked my ex to pay for part of them since they were part of our daughter's health, and he refused, stating that he had just internet fear-mongered and that she had made herself sick by not eating properly. Fucking don't have a kid. He also said he should have been consulted and involved in the process, which our daughter did not want. Am I the asshole for not making a financial plan and discussing it with my ex-husband before the testing? No, because you weren't going to listen to her anyway. No, absolutely not. You were doing what was best for your daughter, and that dude wasn't... No, absolutely not. Blaming it on her eating habits, and they were able to get a diagnosis. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I hate that shit. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I may be the asshole for not including my ex-husband in our daughter's medical decisions and expecting him to pay his share. Honestly, he wasn't going to agree to it. He was already making excuses. He would have fought them tooth and nail. He just wanted to be included so he could tell them no faster. Also, the kids said she didn't want him involved. Exactly. Like, she probably was getting on her ass about that too. Like, that's what I'm getting. Because he never agreed. He's not going to change his mind. The kid is absolutely valid to being like, because dad won't take it seriously, mom's going to take it seriously. Am I the asshole for waving my passport in someone's face? I'm going to say yes, because that's giving like, and that would piss me off if someone did that to me. I'd be like, what the f? Like, oh my god. Those are fighting words. Those are fighting stances, brother. But I might be wrong. There could be like a valid thing, like the person who's checking it could be like getting onto them or like being like a pain in the ass. I don't know. I'm gonna say yes though. I, 26 male, and British. I am also a dual citizen UK Ireland. This is important to the story. While traveling, I was staying in a hostel and a group of us there decided to go out to some bars. One of the group was an American guy, let's call him Jay. Okay, maybe not the asshole. For some reason, Jay immediately took against me. It started with a few jokes he made about me being British, which I can take, with the bland food, bad weather type stereotypes. As the bar crawl kept going, he was getting drunker and making more and more comments. For instance, he just started referring to me as the limey. That feels strange. And was constantly saying things like he celebrated when the queen died. What? Out of pocket. It was no longer funny and was just all the time making jabs about where I am from. I'm hardly patriotic and will be the first to complain about my country, but there was a point where I was getting offended and it was personally directed at me. Started imitating and mocking my accent, etc. Oh my god. Eventually, I got annoyed and asked him why he thought he had a right to constantly be dunking on me and what his problem was with Britain. Jay's comments was along the lines of, I'm Irish, so allowed for me to constantly hate on Britain. My family came to America because of the famine. And a bunch of other comments like that. At this point, I was a bit drunk and had lost my temper, so I responded by waving my Irish passport in his face. I asked him questions like if he had ever actually been to Ireland, knew my family there, or knew anything about Irish culture. Which he barely knew anything. Didn't know of any family, and the only time he ever spent in Ireland was a week in Dublin. I started lecturing saying that a lot of Irish people had immigrated to the UK and that after his family spent over 100 years in the United States, he barely had any right to consider himself Irish, let alone think it's acceptable to just hate on random people from another country. The other people on this bar crawl had noticed me losing my temper and laying into the guy and called me an asshole since he was only joking. And it's stupid to play the I'm more Irish than you game and should have just asked him to stop earlier. TLDR, I am British Irish. American thinks it's okay to constantly insult me because I am from Britain and he is of Irish descent. I wave my Irish passport in his face and tell him that I am more Irish than he is and he doesn't have the right to behave how he is. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think I might be the asshole. I should be judged on waving my passport in his face and it might make me the asshole because I went and told him I was more Irish than he was. Mans was pushing! I'm just saying, this is like, fuck around and find out. Also, like, if you antagonize anyone, expect them to fight back. Literally. Am I the asshole for telling someone I, 28 male, didn't want to babysit my girlfriend, 24 female? I'm gonna say no, but I don't know. Who knows? 2 weeks ago, I went to a high school friend's wedding. He's never met my girlfriend, but still extended a +1 to me in case she would like to come since he knows of her. I didn't even bother mentioning the +1 to her because I knew she wouldn't want to go and knows nobody there except for one girl she met one time, Lily, and Lily's boyfriend. The rest of the guest list was just the bride and groom's family plus a bunch of high school friends. Anyway, wedding rolls around and I go. Lily asked me where my girlfriend is and why she didn't come. I said I didn't want to babysit. I was wrong. I meant it as a joke, as in if she had come, she would be glued to me the entire time, as there would be nobody else that she knows. I was wrong. I mentioned it to my girlfriend in passing today, and she was visibly upset when I told her that I said that to Lily. She said it makes her look bad. She also said that I should have told her about the invite. I asked her if she would have even gone. She said no. I said, what's the point then? Asking the option? Am I the asshole for telling Lily that I didn't want to babysit my girlfriend at a wedding where she didn't know anyone? I feel like that's just rude. I just feel like that's rude. Edit. Thank you everyone for all the comments telling me how big of an asshole I am. I needed it. I took my girlfriend out for brunch, had a good talk, and I apologized. I told her going forward I will extend all invitations to her and be careful of saying things that paint her in a bad light. That's fucking right. That's fucking right. She's an amazing woman and what was said was not cool at all. She accepted my apology and we are good now. To clarify a few things, we've been dating for years. No, we aren't breaking up over this. Yes, we both love each other. She has accompanied me to numerous weddings. I don't force her to always stay at home. I was not trying to meet an old high school girlfriend. The groom invited only male friends from high school, so it was me hanging around my old crew, no girls. The groom isn't going to invite high school girlfriends to his wedding. I truly didn't mean to hurt my girlfriend, but I did, and I accept what I did was wrong. Thank you. Oh, word up. We love a learning king. He learned. He did learn. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I might be the asshole because I neglected to tell my girlfriend about her invite. I should have given her the choice. Also, I could have worded what I said to Lily better. Yep, you are. He knew. He knew he was the asshole. That's okay.